started this Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye up, bye up. And in Menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support. We're going up on this channel. It's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and very much so appreciative. So gracias. So I see a lot of videos are being made. Is there really a green light? Was there a PSA put out by Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats on all blacks in Compton? The last I remembered, man, I know the Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats, their enemigos are the Pyrus. That I'm for sure of, right? Now, let's take it back a little bit. Before this PSA, there was a mural just last month, man. The Kendrick Lamar mural that was tagged over by allegedly Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats and a Crip neighborhood also tagged over this mural, right? Now, according to what I seen, it seemed like it was street gang banging. It was basically the Crips and, of course, the Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats both decided to tag over this mural. Nothing racially motivated, but more than anything, street gang motivated. You know, enemies are known to do that, cross out rival enemies, or even murals. Man, it was unfortunate that it had to be Kendrick Lamar, but according to everyone out there in Compton, Kendrick Lamar is associated with Pyrus, right? Allegedly. Now, not even a month later, a PSA allegedly goes out saying that the Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats have put the verde, the green light, on all blacks in Compton. Now, that's a head scratcher. And I'm going to tell you why that's a head scratcher. Because if the Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats only have beef with the Sangres, the Bloods, right, the Pyrus, but get along with several of the Crip gangs, and I've heard that Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats goes at it with everybody. You know, again, I have primos from Compton. My primo Pepe is from Compton. I have a couple other family members from Compton as well, right? A couple other primos, his brothers. And I've been known to be around a couple Compton Barrio Tortilla Flat members in my time, right? And one thing I can say for sure is people are right. They do not get along with everybody. They are a barrio that stand on their own against everyone. But to see a PSA going out, where did this really come from? Is this truly, really from the Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats? Because anytime I've seen any verdes put out there, you know, vatos are not going to alert the authorities. They're not going to let people know what's going on. They're just going to fucking start smoking people, right? Usually that's what happens. Usually you find out after the fact, hey, by the way, there's a verde or there's a green. You know, for a green to be put out there, that's alerting the enemies and giving them a chance to arm themselves and get off first. Now, in the art of war, which most vatos are laced up, vatos that have been in prison, vatos that are from barrios, right? They understand that the element of surprise is key. If you alert the next group that they have a green light, they have two options. Either get off where they're mad at or go and tell on you, right? Now, in this case, for the Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats, a very well-seasoned, organized gang in Compton, to throw a PSA out there, that can only be one of two things. Either it's some youngsters just trying to rock the boat, or it's someone who just made some fake ass shit up on the internet trying to stir up racial division. Because it all comes down to that later on down the line. See, people don't look at it as one street gang against another street gang. The way that was written out, the way that I read it, was that the Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats are basically letting all blacks know that it's on, that there's a green light. And I don't see what the brothers have done to warrant that. You know, now I'm not going to sit here and say the brothers are not concerned, because I would be concerned. You know, if a gang, a notorious gang that's been around for a long time, that's been known to delve into a little bit of crime, is saying, hey, if it was true and there was merit to it, yes, I would be very concerned if I was black, because these vatos right here ain't playing. Again, I'd be very concerned if I was a Compton Barrio Tortilla Flat member as well, because now you have all blacks saying, hey, if you're gunning for us, we're going to gun for you. It only causes tension and friction within the black and brown communities, things we don't need, things we're better off without, right? Lately on YouTube, there's been a lot of friction and back and forth And I'm all for unity, man, for everybody. I respect everyone. And that's a fact. I just keep it real. And some people just can't appreciate that. I will say this. I don't believe that this is real. I don't believe that one barrio has the power, just that one neighborhood. And I'm not saying no disrespect to Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats. I know they're about the business, but I don't see how one barrio can say, hey, we're going at it with all blacks. Because they're up under one umbrella. They're up under the Sur. So that would mean all Southsiders or Sureños from everywhere would kind of have to fall in line in branch and union, right? It would seem like the brothers, how are the brothers able to decipher who's a Compton Barrio Tortilla Flat member and who's a Florencia member? You know, you should first and ask questions later, right? Now, there was something also put out there that 3 elderly black women were killed in basically a drive-by type shooting. A car pulled up on them and let loose on them. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not minimizing that situation. But one thing I can tell you for sure is that even if there was a green light placed on the brothers, man, in Compton by one particular neighborhood, that neighborhood would be green lighted themselves if they decided on their own to target women and children, especially elderly women, people that pose no threat. You know, I understand in the art of war, there are casualties of war. Shit happens. You know, innocent bystanders usually are the ones that lose their lives. But for guys to straight up target them because of their skin color and knowing, you know, that's a cowardice move, because basically what it's saying is, hey, instead of going out getting some righteous gang members, dudes that can handle their business, dudes that'll clap back, you go target old ladies. I don't think that they would do that. I don't think that's even true, man. I'm not saying that the ladies didn't lose their lives at the hands of gang members. And I'm not minimizing that. Condolences to the family if it happened. I didn't see an article saying it did, right? But I truly believe this is someone really trying to stir the pot of racial divide. You know, especially in Southern California. I'm from Northern California, man. We don't go through these shenanigans and these problems. Now, don't get it twisted. There are black and brown skirmishes, black and brown melees and black and brown not seeing eye to eye in some situations. But for the most part, we never grew up like that. Those weren't the people we were worried about. We were more concerned with our own. We were more concerned with North and South. We were more concerned with the Bulldogs. We were more concerned with other Northerners. We were more concerned with our own rather than with the brothers, man. We actually worked hand in hand and did a lot of business with the brothers. Don't get it fucked up and twisted. Not all the time. Okay, there wasn't a super alliance there, but there were times where we had common enemies and we rode together. So the Southern California thing has always boggled my mind and been a little bit different. But of course, as a youngster, I did do time in Fred C. Nellis and Whittier, right? And in Sela, in Southeast LA, I think it's Southeast LA, right? And I did time over there, or is it Northeast LA? It's Southeast LA, right? It's one of the two. And I did time in Whittier Boulevard, right? And I got to see how the blacks and browns communicated or didn't communicate. I got to see, you know, the bitterness and the tension between both groups. And I can say they both, it was even, it was equal. There was hatred on both sides and there was love on both sides. You know, I could see people really feeling some type of way about Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats, you know, when, because of the spray painting over the mural. But again, that wasn't a PSA to all blacks right there. That wasn't saying, hey, all brothers can get it. That was basically crossing out someone for their affiliation and being an enemy of that particular neighborhood. What boggled my mind and tripped me out was that the Crips, there was a Crip gang that actually tagged over it too. And no one paid attention to that. No one tripped. Immediately, people took to YouTube, other social media platforms, trying to make it a racial thing. It seems like it always goes up like that. Anytime a Mexican and a black can't agree, it's always some type of racial thing. And it's not. I don't think people are tripping on each other because of the color of their skin or because they have more, they have not. I think people are tripping because they're just fucking tripping. They don't like you, that you don't like them. It is what it is, right? Again, none of it's good. Anytime there's violence or defamations of characters or slandering or talking shit, it's never a good thing. Where's the positivity, the love, and the peace at? We forgot about that a long time ago, right? Now, I was asked earlier by someone, they brought this to my attention. I see Dubs did a video on it earlier. Do you think this is real? I don't. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't. For a number of reasons. Just like I said in the beginning of my video. One, this one gang does not have the power to basically say all blacks can get it no matter race, no matter age, gender. They're just not going to do that. They have to carry themselves with a certain level and measure of professionalism, right? What I think this is someone stirring the pot. I truly believe that this is someone that wants to see black and brown go at it, that wants to sit back and laugh at the hint that decimate each other. Because let me tell you something. If black and brown truly went at it in the city of Compton, it would only spread. It would spread, and this is why it would spread. And no one's touched on this point. There's a lot of guys from Compton, Sureños or Southsiders, Mexicanos, people from barrios, paisas, whatever, that have a lot of familia from 18, from Florencia, from Clanton, from the IE, from San Diego, from the Valle, from San Fernando, SGV, all that, right? They got family members from there. So if one of their family members happens to lose their life, then the Vatos from the Valley are tripping. Now they're coming getting involved. The Vatos from Florence will come and get involved on some personal family vendetta shit, I'm sure. And the same thing goes for the brothers. There's brothers from Compton. They got family in Linwood, Inglewood, Watts, South Central, Merced, right? They got family all throughout Northern Southern California. And if their family member gets hit, then they're going to come down tripping. So slowly but surely, it would involve all black and brown. And that would be more disastrous to the state of California than Kamala Harris is, right? I'm just being real. Okay, now I'll trip out on this. A lot of people didn't catch that one, right? Judge Joe Brown did. So look, and Montel too. Pass. I'm just kidding, y'all, man. There's a lot of people. I didn't know, Gunner, you're a Trump supporter. I'm a gun supporter. This gun, right? This gun's for you. Now, I will say this, as far as if Compton Water Tortilla Flats did put out a PSA, that's the way they're rocking now. What times have changed. I remember the element of surprise is what we were taught as gang members, Mexicanos, period. You go on a yard, you don't show the knife to everyone and then stab them. You keep that motherfucker hoop, Wes Watson. You keep it tucked. You only uncap it and pull it out when you got to do your drop and get to sticking, right? The element of surprise is key in anything. You never fucking show your cards, right? Even when you say it, you don't say it. Okay, that's just the way it is. So I honestly believe this is a hoax. I believe it's someone trying to stir the pot. I believe the brothers are all right. I believe the Compton Water Tortilla Flats are all right. I believe the beat's going to go on. I believe that if those ladies did get hit, it was an isolated incident. And if it did involve black and brown and anything racial, then that's individualism. That's them guys, them particular guys, not the neighborhood. Because there's a lot of people that don't condone being prejudiced or racist. There's a lot more people now that are open to communication and open to showing love, man. It's the very limited few that hate you already anyways because you're not like them, that are going to continue this hatred, that are going to continue stirring the pot. And I truly believe that it's somebody stirring the pot. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Everyone grab you something and get ready. But I highly doubt a very well-seasoned, organized barrio like Tortilla Flats would ever play their cards out, lay them all out on the table and let everyone know. Now, can this be a move, a power play? It could be, but the way it was written out, the way that this actual huila or missive was put out there, it didn't look like the writing of any Vato from fucking Tortilla Flats I've ever met, right? It looked like someone who got on a computer and said, hey, we're going to take that Kendrick Lamar mural thing and we're going to make more out of it than really it is. They took an incident that happened where probably some young Mexicans did probably try to rob or shoot some old ladies. Hopefully that didn't happen again. And said, because it's a black and brown thing, we're going to really make it a black and brown thing. And I understand that there's a lot of Crips, man, and a lot of people from brothers, man, that are concerned and are making videos on this now. And rather than jump the gun, all of us, black and brown, and feed into it and say, hey, fuck you, start getting ready, man. It's time to fuck get off where you're mad at. Slow down. Slow your roll. You don't want to open a can of worms that can't be closed on either side. There was a situation years ago in Southern California where there was a green light. There was Vatos going back and forth, and it didn't end well. There was a lot of mothers crying. There was a lot of innocent people that got hit. There was a lot of families that still haven't recovered from that fucking, destruction. For people that think, man, gangs are really not that powerful. They're not really not doing it like that. You're fucking confused. They're a lot more powerful than you think. If they weren't, they wouldn't be getting targeted and indicted constantly by the federal government, right? So if Compton was to go up, the National Guard could be called in. If there's bodies dropping in the street left and right, a lot of things could happen. Now, if you notice, I did a little thing right there earlier. And it's funny how right around the time of election time, all these weird things are starting to happen. There's blacks and brown, a lot of fucking, separations of the two groups. You're having a lot of just other things going on, man. Read between the lines. There's people that are trying to cause chaos, trying to stir shit up on every front. As black and brown people, minorities in our communities, we cannot allow people to ingrain and indoctrinate us with fucking drama and confusion and chaos, because that's what they're trying to provide, confusion and chaos. We have to be more powerful and intellectual than the guys that, I can't even say that word, but you know what I meant, than these people that are spewing this hatred. So from what I heard, and I tapped in with my primo from Compton. Yes, I did, right? The other day. And everything was good. He was chilling in the backyard with a couple black homeboys. So now that I see this happening, and not Pepe, his brother, right? So now that I see this happening, I don't know, man. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but I've never once seen a Southsider barrio in Southern California ever let anybody know, hey, we're going to get off anytime we see you. It's all point bulletins. It's going up. That's not the way it works. I've never seen the brothers do that as well. There might be, if we see you motherfuckers, we're going to let you have it, like word of mouth. But as far as like typing it on the internet and putting it out there, Charlie, man, that shit don't happen. Anyways, I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But after doing time for consecutive years in several places throughout the state of California, I could tell you, man, just before I got out, my last years were 2013. The black and brown relations between the South and the blacks were a lot better than they were in the past, man. I remember even in the youth authority, man, they used to play handball together and all kinds of shit. Like, people automatically think like it's constant war, they're going at it, but it really isn't. It really wasn't. And it's crazy for people to keep pushing that narrative. Why is it that just Tortilla Flats would put this out on blacks? You don't think that Tortilla Flats would get at every other barrio and say, hey, it's a black and brown thing? That's usually how it works, right? And what have the blacks done to warrant this? Here's my thing. And this is where it confused me, and this is where I caught it. I don't know if you guys caught it. But the guy said, the original article, the original video, I seen that 3 elderly black ladies were killed by some young Mexican gangbangers from Tortilla Flats. So why would the Tortilla Flats put the green light out on the blacks? Shouldn't it be the blacks putting the green light out on them? Think about it. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. I'm going to continue to do what I does, man. I hope that as black and brown people, we can get our shit together. We can't let them put that veil in front of us, man. We can't continue in our old idealisms. Yes, there's differences amongst our people, but it's up to us now, man, to weed through those differences and come to some type of understanding. Respects, man. Respects to Chill. I see you did a video on me the other day, man. Respects, bro. I didn't watch it, but I heard I got called a liar and all kinds of other shit, man. I got nothing but love for the brothers, man. That's all I'm trying to say. Whether you like me or you don't, bro, it is what it is.